The following is a presentation of TFNN. Now, your money masters, Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes.
Welcome, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate all you tigers and tigresses growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we get the Dow Industrials down 43, Nasdaq's off 14, S&Ps are off 5.5. We get gold down 5.80, silver's off 53 cents. Oil down 52 cents. Bonds are up half a point. And good old Apple is at 644, down 820. And Apple is going to be the number inside the Nasdaq today. There's no doubt about that. And it's going after.
Broke my hammer candle.
And
it says if you're long, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You know, until you see some other sign. Now, it's got plenty of areas here of some support. But
you get 4 million. That's a lot of volume right now, particularly because
you're only 38 minutes into the trading session.
Right.
So,
and in the Northeast.
It's been doing 21 million shares so the last couple of trading sessions.
And you figure in the Northeast, no one's working.
Yeah.
So Columbus Day, folks, in the Northeast is a big day. I don't know about in the West, but down here, it's not. We're all working, but it is. It's certainly a big day up in the Northeast. So there's got a lot of people that are not at work.
Yes,
you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I heard you a little bit earlier on your show, and I was looking at the DAX this morning.
Okay.
So the DAX really doesn't have conviction.
How about Friday's move? As it was testing, it tested that swing point high out there. Did it have anything?
It had 115 million. No, it was 115 million against 183.
Okay.
So it tested with dramatically lighter volume and failed.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is
today it's also pulling back on lighter volume.
On lighter volume.
So it says it wants to go back maybe and test that.
Yeah, the juice isn't there. The juice just isn't there yet. If you look at the FTSE. Same setup in the FTSE. The FTSE is almost saying, hey, listen, I want to go higher. Now, we'll see whether we get divergence today in our markets. And what I'd be looking for is that, it makes sense that you get absolutely no expansion in volume because we got a half-baked holiday.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So if you get any expansion in volume, folks, that would be saying quite a bit,
Yeah.
Meaning on the way down. We'll see whether this has it or is just going to reject it. And thus far, if we go look at the Qs, so the Qs have five.
No, as the market was opening, had Google down. Is Google still? Google's off $5. I don't know if there's any.
Yeah.
Now, Google's up over its highs, over that high swing point. It did that on lighter volume, at least on the weekly. So I expect it to pull back.
No, big
test
time.
That area,
big time.
For sure.
Big time. Now, see, the Qs have some juice. The Qs are down on 5.9 million right now, and you're only going into 32. So if that keeps up, then that would be saying quite a bit. That would be saying, hey, guess what? We actually are going to get an expansion with volume in the next few days. But, we'll see where that shakes out. Inside the NDX 100 right now, putting juice.
Netflix. Right?
Yeah, that's a dead cat bounce.
Up
$4, right?
Yes.
FFIV, Green Mountain, dead cat bounce. Akamai, I'm not too sure about, but taken out of it is interesting.
Well, Alexion Pharmaceuticals has had quite a run out there, so looks like a little bit of profit taking. I don't know if ALXN is the ticker symbol there, I believe. And I think that has had one heck of a nice run here.
That's for sure. Yeah. 80 to $1.20 in 4 months. That's not bad, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you know what I noticed is that what is dangerous, folks, is that on the afternoon show, I'm getting so many biotech calls.
Yes.
Now, what happens is this. Biotechs are always, they scream when you're at highs, and everyone's into biotechs. And what that screaming is all about, folks. So watch what happens with biotechs. And, if you like biotechs, it's a beautiful thing because what does end up happening at the end of large run-ups, biotechs always seem to be last, right?
Yes.
And biotechs explode upside. There's no doubt about it.
Yes.
And then they implode, though, okay? So it's going to be interesting here to watch. I didn't pull all of them up over the weekend, but I could tell on Friday, I'm saying to myself, the one after the other is a biotech call.
Yeah.
And, they've made plenty of money. There's no doubt about it. But what I've seen on every larger downdraft, the biotechs, the last ones to run, They run good. They run, with gusto, and then it's when it's over, it's over.
Yes.
So we'll see where this shakes out. Gold couldn't handle it again, And if gold stays under the 1775, the number is the 1775 on this one, folks. But it's right at it right now. And now what you have here, you're pulling back with lighter volume. You only have 62,000 contracts, but that 1775 going back from September 13th is the number.
Yeah, I take a look at both gold and silver, even though I can give you really all the reasons why it should be pulling back. Both of them should be pulling back.
Yeah.
They just don't have it. We've seen as we've gone to some intraday charts, 10-minute charts, we see some sellers in there.
Right.
Right. But just hasn't pulled back. It looks to me like gold wants to make a blow off top here. Yeah. Over the course of the next couple of weeks, because it's just not backing off enough.
No.
I give you all the reasons why it ought to pull back. It's just not there.
No. There's not enough sellers.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Well, listen, if you the demand is not here, okay, but there's certainly. I mean, if you're in Iran, you're screaming and to get as much gold as you can because they're
having problems with just their currency.
Well, yeah, they're running probably about 50, 60% inflation a month.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be Zimbabwe. It really is. That money's going to be Zimbabwe money. Give it a few more months.
Yeah. My only personal experience with actually truly live seeing inflation run crazy was in Russia. I was in St. Petersburg, Russia. I wasn't too far after Perestroika.
Yeah.
And myself with a couple of with a partnership that we created over there, we were opening up a retail store in the Peter and Paul Fortress.
Right.
And when I travel around the world, especially back then, I like to stay at authentic hotels.
Okay.
Even though they had some newer European hotels, I wanted to stay at the nicest Russian hotel.
Sure.
And so I would wake up in the morning, and I was there for a period of, 10 days or so. It was great because it was during their white lights time frame. So it was in the July 4th time frame.
Okay.
But I would wake up in the morning, and it would tell me that if I was paying with rubles, the price just went from 1,700 to 2,400. The next day, 2,400 to 36.
Wow.
36. I was paying with cash, so it didn't really matter. But I was able to actually experience it there, as well as in the black market, which was the same thing in Iran. It was illegal to have dollars or trade in dollars, but you would walk in the black market, and you would. There was nothing else. There was everywhere.
And it's wild because
buying caviar was a real easy thing.
That's right.
A nice thing to do.
What Steve's talking about, folks, in that time frame, right? It's amazing. Well, it's terrible what happened. Is that people got wiped out like left and right.
Yeah.
Just people that had millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Wiped out.
For sure.
Wiped out. Totally wiped out. Inflation is stealing from the public.
Oh, big time. Take a look at the inflation going on with regard to gas. I heard you talk about gas.
Yeah.
Gas prices in California.
Right.
$6. I mean, that's inflation.
That's whacked out.
That hurts.
That's whacked out. I don't quite get that. They get something that's disconnected out there.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that there was a winter brew and a summer brew.
Oh, I knew that. I knew that from Ed Young. No, I remember that well. But I guess whether it's a couple refineries closed down out there, there's California. They need a lot more energy. Either that, or they get a. Those roads. I mean, there's so much money spent out there, man.
Oh,
That's like a whole other country.
Absolutely. Hey, congratulations. I know you did a live trading workshop for the folks that have participated in our Tiger Dollar promotion, as well as it's archived for those that couldn't attend live. But I understand, there was some fireworks and some great trades that you set up.
We
helped put some money in some people's pockets out there.
We hit it nice. And in fact, folks, if you did go have that Tiger Dollar, that whole thing is archived for you.
Yeah.
And what the bottom line is,
it's a great way to be able to benchmark volume,
right?
On both sides, both at the highs and at the lows,
right? And what you had, folks, is that when the jobs number came out, and we do this, even in the morning when the jobs number come out, that spike, it was pretty wild because the first spike didn't have any juice behind it at all.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And then
you're looking at the 10-minute time frame.
I was looking at a 10-minute time frame, right. And what ended up happening, which is really cool, is that it tested it 3 or 4 different times. And so what was sticking out like a sore thumb was that that 28.04 level on the way back down. And bottom line,
and where did it get to?
That's where it went to. It actually got a little bit lower. It went to 27.99. But that was the spike that we were looking for, and we got it. So, we'll see where the rest of this is going to shake out. But there's no doubt that, it's going to get interesting to see whether this... See, the NASDAQ, folks, the Qs right now, the NQs, right, the futures, 27.62, doesn't have a lot of volume down at that low. And if we close right here and we get a little juice behind it, it would be saying, okay, it wants to go after it. If we get light volume today, that's going to be saying, hey, guess what? We're going to go right up after that high on Friday once again.
Yeah.
So
we got a trader's marketplace.
We got a trader's marketplace. Well, we got two. Okay, so this is going to be hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So tomorrow, right?
Yeah. So Alcoa starts it off, and Alcoa is such a dog, folks. It's unbelievable. If I was in charge of the stock market earnings,
You'd switch them off to being the leadoff batter?
Oh, definitely.
You'd walk them, right? Alcoa's up, we're walking. We're walking you.
Get rid of them for a second, folks, okay? All you bulls out there should be writing into someone and telling them to get rid of Alcoa coming out first. I mean, Alcoa goes from $44 down to $9. And where the problem comes now, a huge aluminum maker, but guess what? It takes energy to make aluminum. So the energy market has gone up so dramatically that they can't make money. Oh, and we talk about that. Hey, watch this. Rand dollar, folks.
Whoa,
the Rand dollar is at 8.91. Now, let's go. And where the problem comes in, for the miners, is that other folks are going to go to work. Well, eventually they're going to go back to work, folks. But if the Rand dollar stays this high, guess what? They can double their pay and pay them as much as they want. That's the other side of this, which is pretty wild. So over in South Africa, you got Harmony's up 205 Rand, which is nothing. And we'll get the clue. What happens, which I love, is that you can get the wide price spread accelerated volume of South Africa first, folks, and then just come right in our own markets. Thus far today, it looks like the consolidation is going to stay in place because it just doesn't have enough juice behind the move. But those babies are lining up, And what is really sweet, I like the way that the lineup is, because what they're doing, folks, is that they're coming back. They're not ready yet, but they're coming back. They're testing the 2008 lows.
Yes.
The Rand dollar is high enough that I know they'll be printing money. Okay, now they just need to basically pay the miners more money so they'll come back to work.
Yeah. Cool. Steve
Rhodes, Tom O'Brien, all you tigers and tigresses. We have the Dow down 39, NASDAQ off 14, S&P's off 5.5. We're going to be right back, folks.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
80% of traders fail because they don't know when to get in or out of a market, and all because no one taught them how to read the signs. You see, the stock market has a universal language called Japanese candlesticks, and each day, the buyers and sellers, the bulls and bears, go to work and build signs. This language has been around for thousands of years, and it's easy to learn. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters Show, and I'm a master sign builder. Download my free report, Candlesticks, The Speed of Trust, on the homepage of TFNN.com for one of the best-kept candlestick secrets. I'll also be conducting an online course Friday, October 19th, to teach you the language of the market's sign builders. You'll learn the best entry and exit techniques and strategies that will create extraordinary rewards. The course will be archived so you can review it as many times as you like, because trading or investing without learning this language is like running a red light. It's an accident waiting to happen, and there's no airbags or seatbelts. All the details are on the homepage of TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate all you tigers and tigresses growling and prowling out here with us. Right now, you get the Dow 43, NASDAQ off 17, S&Ps are off 5.5. We take a look at some of the high-volume stocks in a low-volume market. Facebook's down 34 cents. Facebook's going to get smoked.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of shares.
They've done
800 million shares, whatever it might be, that's going to end up being dumped on the market between now and
next few weeks.
Sure. Is it just
It's going to start. Let's see. It's going to start. Well, it's going to start in a few more weeks.
Okay.
Bottom line, folks. So they've been doing everything and anything to hold that baby up, and they will continue. But let me tell you something. It's an ABC structure on the way down to 13. So don't get in the middle of it. Because,
well, you figure a lot of those shares that are coming out of the market are shares just by, in essence, the normal workforce. And they get coming into a holiday season.
The way
seeing some of the their potential wealth in their minds, cut in half. When they take a look at the big guys, there's going to be
and the momentum in the social area has got killed.
Well, Zynga, right?
Yeah.
You got Zynga.
Zynga's going to zero.
Yeah.
Groupon. Forget it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That deal's over. I think the idea of Facebook
buying first and monetizing second is kind of like, wait a minute here. We want to invest in legitimate companies. I mean, now Facebook, they got, I think last week they hit over 1 billion users.
Right.
Now that's certainly impressive.
That's real money. Right. And they'll make real money. I think Facebook won't be like a Zynga or a Groupon. They'll make real money, but let me tell you something. It's not worth $20.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future, because they have to 1 billion. Can you imagine 1 billion people on there?
Well, yeah.
No, and that's what they have. So monetize that at 5 cents a person, you're in great shape. There's no doubt about it. It's where the problem comes is that they all got too greedy.
That's the thing.
That's where the problem comes.
Yeah, and so they did get too caught up into it. Really drank the lemonade. Would have been so much better to have flipped that chart around.
Right.
To have come out, at a lower price and really built it up.
Yeah. Because then they would have
some real momentum. Then you're really building up.
And real partners as investors instead of taking the investment community to clean us.
Yeah.
Which they did.
Yes.
So they create their own problems, man. It's pretty wild how it works. You know what I mean? No, it really is.
Yeah.
And in that social atmosphere, meaning the Zingers and the Groupons and they got the water boiling, as we would say when we're fishing it. The boil came and everyone just started biting.
So let's talk about some good investments here. Missed you on Friday.
Yeah.
But Thursday when we were in here, you got the, I think on Wednesday you opened up the actual Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund.
Monday we got it opened.
Okay, Monday got it open.
And we got our first purchase on Thursday.
Yeah, and a deal. I mean, it's deal.
Yeah,
a beautiful
we did.
place. Yeah.
We did.
So congratulations on that.
Yeah. And if you have an interest, folks, in real estate, number one, or Florida real estate, you can check out the white paper that I did under breaking news, and you can take a look at it. And if you want to understand what we're doing down here, just give us an email. But yeah, it was a nice start. It was a great start, really.
Yeah, really wide. Opening my eyes wide open. Just amazing to watch it actually transpire. The auction piece of it.
I know. No, I know. I know. And see, what's
very cool,
folks. What's wild? This is what's really wild. So check this out. I was made to do this. Number one.
Yes, you were. Absolutely.
But what's really wild is this. So check this out. So if I look at my history, I started in the bankrupt bonds in 1980. All right. So I go from the bankrupt bonds, and then that went on about 12 years, right? Then we did all the trading. Then we got into the gold market, and all that time, by the way, I was always in the real estate market, so I always knew doorknobs upside down.
Yeah.
But what happens in this market, and this is where it's getting really wild, is that what has happened, folks, is that the creation, because of so many houses that have gone south, is that in Florida, all of this is done online. Now, just like supply and demand, it's important to understand where everything is. Now, what the difference is, and this is what's so cool, because I've been working on this, I'm going on 3 years right now. So what has happened is that we know where everything is.
Yeah.
Which is a huge advantage.
Yes.
Okay? So what happens is that, let's say we're dealing with a stock, okay? You're speculating, okay, where is this, where is that? Well, I don't have to speculate where, number one, the houses are, how much they are.
Yeah.
What I think they can get from them, because you know what? We modeled the whole deal. So it's insane because it's still, I'm trading with a button again, but I already know what I want to go in per square foot. So
yes.
it is really wild, man. And I watch some other people, they blow their brains out.
Yeah.
And they'll still get a good deal. Even when they blow their brains out, they'll get a good deal, but there's not a reason for it. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien, all you tigers and tigresses, just stay right there, folks. We're coming right back.
You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. TFNN and Great Panther Silver have teamed up for another exciting silver giveaway. The Great Panther Silver Halloween giveaway will be taking place at the end of October, and for 3 full days, we'll be giving away silver coins and bars every hour from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. to one lucky winner randomly chosen. There's no purchase necessary. For more information and to fill out your registration form today, simply visit the front page of TFNN.com where you'll find all the details. October 29th, 30th, and 31st, we'll choose one lucky winner that will receive a silver coin or bar courtesy of Great Panther Silver. Winners will be announced live on the air each hour for 3 full days. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to win free silver from TFNN and Great Panther Silver. Register today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com, and for more information on Great Panther Silver, you can click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex, symbol GPL, or on the Toronto Stock Exchange, symbol GPR. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We have the Dow down 41, NASDAQ down 21, S&Ps are off 5.5. And Apple, folks, okay, so check it out. So, we're just looking at Apple, and someone just took a nice bite out of Apple, but this is what's unusual. The Apple's down $15, and when you break, swing points, highs or lows, folks, okay, what I do very quickly is I'm looking at Apple, I say, okay, so Apple just took a dive from 423 to 637. Well, guess what? That's $6, but it never should have done $6 because the trade was only 7,000. Where do you see this? Okay, this is nothing. This should have been able to handle that. That trade was 7,419 shares, and it couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
And that says a lot, folks, because what that says is that no one was on the other side, and that's why you just saw that downdraft so dramatically. 7,000 shares is nothing.
Yeah.
But it's showing that, guess what? There's no bids. There's no bids on Apple, man. So be careful out there. Be careful out there.
break that hammer. You're long, you're wrong.
Oh.
I love those hammer candles.
That's the hammer up there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
You know, which had been tested, and Friday
see.
busted through it. Coming into the close, it was if you were long Apple, you were, okay, I got enough evidence to close out my long position.
Right. And listen, you got it all. So, because the bottom line is that, as to an expansion in price, that's the biggest expansion for a real company, not going parabolic as I've seen in years.
Yeah.
Flat out, right?
Yeah.
No doubt.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So talk to me. You have a workshop coming up October 19th.
October 19th.
Okay.
So 2 Fridays from now, and it's going to be an online workshop.
Okay.
So, for those folks that can't attend live, it goes from like 9 to about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. It's going to be archived on their on their members page. And really, when I step back and take a look at, okay, if I were going to start from scratch,
right,
and that's how I really like to approach each of my workshops because, I recognize the importance of time. Each of us just simply, we talk about it each day, we need more time. And the best thing that we can do for folks, is to really maximize getting them up to speed in a short period of time. Now,
yes.
The one strategy that I learned, I wish I had learned it a longer time ago.
Okay.
It took a while. But the fastest way to learn something or to educate somebody is always linking the known to the unknown. I mean, that is absolutely the real key out there. So I spend a lot of time, really put a lot of energy and effort on these workshops to help people to do that. And the bottom line is, when I take a look at the marketplace and starting with a chart, if I just had to start from scratch, it's a matter of understanding the communication language that's out there.
Right.
And bulls and bears absolutely go to work each and every day. You were just talking about it, in essence, by taking a look at what was going on with the bulls and bears inside Apple.
Right.
There were no bids there.
No.
That gave you a lot of information out there.
Zero.
Well, candles, there's certain there's candle configurations that are communicating all the time.
Right.
And there are certain trading strategies that you can use that will help you when you're inside a trade. So it is the best place for those people that have experience and they don't utilize candle signals as one of their tools. They're leaving a lot on the table out there. And so you use candle signals as your triggers to actually execute trade or enter or exit a trade out there. And you understand where the protection is. And to not use that language, and so that's what we're going to be focused on, as well as really some of the best trading patterns that they can use, and it works on every chart, whether it's intraday, daily, weekly charts, to help people manage their own positions.
Yeah, no, and it's so visual, it's amazing, actually.
And you figure education or learning is visual.
Right.
So much of it is visual. And now, look, somebody like yourself, you don't, well, you know about candlesticks and patterns and so forth, but you're so visual. So for you to be able to take a look at your charts and your Bloomberg, that information, you look at it and boom, your eyes immediately are seeing piece of information. You're able to digest it just like that.
Well, what's funny is that people ask me, okay, I use bars, okay, but I always, when I was first out, I always used candles. But what happens, folks, after a certain amount of time, even looking at a bar, what the candle is. And I'm always cognizant of it. Do you know what I mean? It just happened. And you are. Because once you're there, you're there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what the folks get is they have there's an early bird, if you will, discount level. Okay. They can use Tiger dollars to pay for it. That gives even a further discount. You get a 1 month subscription to my newsletter. So if the current subscribers, they get an additional month.
Okay.
If you're brand new, you get a month. It ends up taking the cost of training down to about $350 for an education that would immediately be the place where you would want to start if you were wanting to really understand what was going on inside the marketplace, as well as the other patterns. So there's about 5 things that if I were to start it over, and I think I learned pretty rapidly, but some of that, there's 2 ways of learning: either do it yourself,
right,
or you learn from somebody else's mistakes,
right.
You model somebody else.
What's really cool, folks, what has happened in the whole business in particular, is that because the net is so powerful, and we happen to be lucky because we're in the visual business, right?
Yes.
So no matter where you are in the world, folks, the bottom line is that Steve's going to be sitting in his office, you're going to be sitting at your office, and guess what? It's just like you're right there, which is just amazing. It really is. I mean, it's changed so many things, and it's going to continue to change so many things.
Yeah. If you trade currency, there's no volume that you can rely upon.
Right.
So then you really have to rely upon candle signals.
Right.
If you trade options, which, are nothing more than stinky fish, you really need to know when to get in and out of an option trade when those signals are out there. So trading either of those 2 vehicles without utilizing that important aspect is, you're leaving a lot on the table. And you just need to be able to visually be able to see what the bulls and bears are doing out there.
And I'll tell you, as I said to you before, if you wanted to see, I gotta show you this candle, because I'll never forget this, folks. Let's see. So if we go back to, I'm going to bring the SPY back to, let's see,
1987. Was it?
No, 98.
98. Okay.
98. Okay. 1998. So that's going to be. And I'll go 19, because this was so cool. This was sick. Let me see. I'll put a candle. Let me see how this shapes up. Did it give it to me? There's 98. Okay, so that gave me a daily. Now watch what happened here. I'll move this out a little bit more. So what I'm trying to show you, and I'm going to show you, is this, folks, is that the, let's see how I do this. The next break, I'll get it done for you.
Okay,
that
cool.
way.
Cool, yeah.
But let me tell you something. In July of 1998, folks, it was one of the most extreme cases of candles I've ever seen. So the market goes all the way down, folks, in July, well, in October. And this is when Greenspan and Rubin came on the TV at 3:15 and said, we're bringing interest rates down 2 points. And what ended up happening, the market took off, but what ended up happening also is that because this is in October, because the market had got killed so much, that the hammer was about this long.
Exactly, yeah.
And the very top of it, okay, so what happens with a hammer candle...
That was the sledgehammer. Yeah,
what happens with a hammer candle, folks, is that the more time that you can basically put the top of it in together with the bottom of it...
With the wick, yeah.
The stronger it is, okay?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
As Larry's saying in the den, that the E-minis move 55 points before the next trade in one flash.
Yeah.
One flash. And that hammer, it never looked back until the highs of the market in 2000, you know.
Yeah.
That's that dramatic. That dramatic. And it's...
And what it allows you to do, it allows you to tune out all of the noise. You know, because
that's a true rejection.
The number of people that I speak to, where because they're paying attention to whatever's being reported on the news, you gotta realize that those folks are just reading teleprompters.
Yes. Right.
You know, they're good. I'm nothing bad about them.
Right.
When it comes to the market, they don't necessarily have any idea what the market's really communicating.
No, they only have
so they're just regurgitating somebody else's story.
They have what the producer just put on there.
Exactly.
And you better hope the producer knows something, other than correct English.
Yeah, and people will say often, they'll say, I'm confused. And I'll say, well, tell me what it is that is confusing. Well, it's this guy selling this fear, which would be like John Maudlin or whatever, his name, or whatever might be on the news, or some catastrophe. And I'm like, but what is it that the bulls and bears are actually telling you if you go take a look at the marketplace? What are these candles?
Right.
That is where it really tells you what's going on, what the traders are doing.
Is the money going in or money going out?
Yeah.
And that's what it's really telling you.
Yeah.
That's the neat thing about basically technical analysis in general, folks. Okay, what ends up happening is that technical analysis, fundamental analysis, we both look backward. You believe the CEO, and fundamental and technical, you believe in that, okay, people are selling or people are buying, and you're following the money.
I think one of the great titles out there, Trade What You See. It really is very simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Trade what it is that you see, and that's really what candlesticks allow you to do.
Yeah.
And the other patterns out there.
No doubt. No doubt. So let's see, what do we, as we're speaking here, folks, you get a little pop out here. So ESZ2. So what do we have here? Let's see. Yep, so this is rejecting lower price, staying at the highs. We're going to need some help from Apple. But right now, bottom line is that there's not enough sellers out there. For the bears, there's not enough sellers. Let's put it that way. Volume-wise, we got, let's see what we got here. You got 112 million, which is about as anemic as you can get. And the NASDAQ still only got 300 million. 300 million is nothing.
Yeah. Well, look, you've picked the two indexes that have had the weakness in there.
Yeah.
So from a shorting standpoint, from an index, you've pegged it. And you did it again on Friday with the folks that had attended the live workshop. And Daryl and I did it though because we were taking probably about the same time you were putting on that trade. So on an ADEX platform, Daryl and I were taking a look at the euro.
Yeah.
And we were setting up. What's so nice about that ADEX platform is you're taking a look at both sides of the trade.
Right.
And then so that you've got your floor and your ceiling. And just waiting, being patient for it to get to whichever side of the trade you're going to take. And folks, and boom, fire away.
And if you haven't opened your Nadex account, come over to our website at TFNN. You'll see the Nadex banners. You can open a Funny Money account. They'll put $25,000 into that, and it will a great way to get you going. And you'll see how these bull spreads work. And you're going to be tempted when you open this to go with the binary, but go with the bull spreads, folks. They're real easy. They're just boxes. And just take your time with it because they're a lot easier than they look like. I mean, and what did happen on Friday, see, that spike, it's so beautiful, man, when you get a spike like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, the other thing, I had been communicating to folks for a couple of days leading up to Jobs Friday was the mere fact that 75% of the time, Jobs Friday, regardless of what the numbers were, 75% of the time the market traded lower.
Really?
Yeah. So, and it certainly did. I mean, now, even though the S&P's closed down a half a point, still absolutely, so you had those pops. It went into a overbought territory, too, as I was looking at. So it was extended, and it did what it was supposed to do. And that's where, and so regardless of the numbers, and that's where, sometimes there's other patterns out there that we can take a look at. I threw out there to folks, especially if they traded intraday, go back to June 4th and go take a look at every Monday and see on Mondays, does the market trade up or down? Because there's signal. There are other patterns that are out there.
No, no.
If you don't trade intraday, then you don't need to necessarily go take a look at it. But if you do, you want to understand what happens a majority of the time. But you're just trying to find and put probabilities on your side.
I know. The world is one big pattern, isn't it? It is. Think about that for a second, folks. The world is one big pattern.
Hey, look, we're celebrating Columbus Day, which is just about discovery.
I thought Columbus...
And overcoming your fear.
Oh, see, Columbus Day to me was about always going to the North End, having some good pizza.
Well, I like that.
No, it is. Oh, I tell you.
Of course, we don't celebrate it on the day that Columbus actually landed in the America, but just because folks want 3-day weekends.
I know. No, I know.
I think it was October 12th was his actual landing date.
Yes, exactly.
How would you like to be on that boat?
I don't think so.
No?
I think they all were pretty sick on the way over here. I can't imagine.
You think Larry, I don't think Larry would be...
Oh, man. He'd be in trouble. When you think about it, folks, what is amazing is that when you think about some of these explorers, that when you're offshore and you can't see land, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
No matter how many times I do it, it's always nice seeing the land on the other side. No matter how many GPSs you have, how many compasses you have on board, it's different when, it pulls up. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I can see land another 4 or 5 miles away. Thank you, God. I'm not.
You're looking for birds. Where are the birds? Come on.
Oh, well, I've seen birds out.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
There are.
But land's another deal. Let's go to Ilka in Boston. Ilka, what's going on?
Hi, guys. Good morning. How are you?
How you doing? How was your weekend?
Weekend was very busy. Good. Yes, it was nice. How about you?
Did you have good weather up there?
Actually, I canceled my Nantucket trip for the weekend because the weather was supposed to be bad, and the weather was actually really nice. Nicer than what they were ever saying. But that's okay. We did some other things.
That's good. Hey, you stay right there. We get Ilka, we get Catherine from Cambridge, Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us, folks. Right now, we get the Dow down 22, NASDAQ up 18, S&Ps are off 4.5. We're going to be right back.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Managing your money is a business, and I want you to succeed in any economic environment. The markets are changing fast, and if you do the right thing at the wrong time, you'll have your head handed to you. But if you do the right thing at the right time, the rewards are extraordinary. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, and I have a roadmap that'll guide you and give you the flexibility of change. To succeed in these markets, you need a competitive advantage. And for one solid day, I'll teach you the language called Japanese candlestick charting. Without it, you're dead meat. With it, you have an unfair advantage. Learn the techniques that provide you the strategy for entering and exiting a trade, plus learn the best trading patterns in the business. It's not enough to do the right thing. You've got to do it at the right time. Join me October 19th for our one-day online course, Candlesticks, Silent Signals, and the Speed of Trust. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and sign up today, because an unfair advantage is a great thing to have.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. And as you just heard, Basil Chapman's going to be coming up next 11 to 12. Larry Pesavento 12 to 1. Daryl Martin 1 to 2. David White 2 to 3. Ken Shreve out in California 3 to 4. And then back here 4 to 6. Right now we're talking with Ilka from Boston.
So first, I would like to congratulate Steve for his great trade on Euro on Friday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That was a wonderful call.
Thank you.
And second of all, I'm calling to let you know that I'm leaving for a little while. I'm going on vacation, so if the market collapses, and Tom, you will win. I'm not calling not because I am a poor loser. I'm not calling because I'm not around. So you can.
Well, we know that. We just want to know where you're going on vacation.
We're going to Bermuda.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Have you been there before?
No, we've never been, and we have friends there, so they've been inviting us, and we finally are going to visit them, so it should be fun.
Oh, you're gonna have a blast. Bermuda's gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah, the weather, good ramen. Remember the sizzler that we gave you once when I saw you once. Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe I'll bring more, and I'll bring you some.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So anyways, I just wanted to say hi, and I wanted to say, I do have a question. But I'll call you after hours because I need to get in contact with the guy from Costa Rica, Enrico.
Okay, Rico.
Do you guys have his email?
I don't know if I do or not.
I can find out. We don't even. What happens, just so you know, like I know that's your real name, but many people call without their real name. So, but I can. We'll find out. I'll find out.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Have a safe one.
Safe. Yes.
Let's go to Kathy in Cambridge. Kathy, what's going on?
Hey guys.
How you doing?
Good. That was the person. That's the lady you want me to get in touch with?
Yeah.
Oh, how about that?
That's right. Oh, that's right. You call right after each other, too. That's too much. I should have realized that. Yes.
Like kismet. I was waiting on the transports, I think that was Thursday or Friday.
Right.
I did go short IYT Friday.
Okay.
Around 90. So I'm just...
yeah, it's...
I'm about ready to close it because I just don't... FedEx is not breaking.
Yeah.
And that's the king of the transport.
Yeah, it is. So, there's no doubt. Let's just see.
But they're all coming in... I mean, IYT and FedEx are both below, like, all three of them.
No, I'm with you. I mean, another way you could do that instead of closing it, see, because I mean, all that's really doing is a last engulfing on the way back up. You could just turn around and say, hey, listen, just put the stop on the other side of 90.42, woman. So, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's... I went short around 90.20, so, yeah, that would be a short. Yeah, that's fine.
That won't kill you, right? Because what you have, folks, see, on a longer basis, you come down volume up with nothing, but there's no doubt that this can go all the way up and get back into that $93 and test the top swing point again.
Right. I'm looking at, I use the EMAs, the 50, 100, and 200.
Okay.
But when they're below, right now it's below all three of those. You know what I mean? Friday came up, made that, like...
Look at that. Yeah, I just put it up.
Filled that gap. Almost filled the gap, from the gap down
right
2 weeks ago. So went over that obviously on lighter volumes.
Yes, and closed under it. Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, just
the whole market. I mean, it looks to me that the bottom line is that we need force on the way down. We don't have it yet. That's what it comes down to. The DAX. What is interesting though is that the DAX gave up a little bit more than it's.
Aren't they all down?
They're all down, but there's no conviction behind it. Do you know what I mean? All they're really doing is you're going into the lows that were out there last week, and there's not enough juice on the way down. So
back and forth, back and forth, back and forth,
back and forth, back and forth. No doubt, no doubt about it.
All right, I'm going to get some pizza.
Oh, sounds good.
Santapios. Yeah, break. Regina's. Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien, all you Tigers and Tigresses, you stay right there, folks. We're going to have Basil coming up, Larry, Darryl Martin, David White, Ken Shreve, and myself. Have a great one. Have a safe one.